Yo, what the fuck is up, YouTube? Today we're back with another fucking story time. Sorry for not uploading that much in the last month, or not at all, actually. And I know I made that fucking community post the other day. Um, and by in the next 2 days, I meant like a week. So y'all know how I be on this haunted channel. Shit, you knew I was coming back soon though. So we're coming back with a banger fucking story time. So let's get right into that shit. All right, so today I'm coming at y'all with another acid story. So basically, this story has no crazy introduction. It basically just starts off with me cooling at my mom's house, right? I'm just kind of chilling on my bed and whatnot, watching TV and shit, smoking on a cart probably, and just having a great time, right? And I just decide on this fucking faithful day, right? I'm just trying to fucking trip. It's a nice day, I could go get some acid. It'd be pretty fun. And, it'd be cool. My homeboy had the tabs at the time, so, I had to fucking tap in, you feel me? So basically, I hit him up. And he says he's got them bitches, so I decide I'm instantly about to slide, right? On this day, I just took the bus, and I took the bus about halfway there, and I just skated like 16 blocks on this day. I randomly just did that shit. It was like a fucking marathon, my boy. I don't know. It was crazy, though. I skated hella blocks, and I eventually ended up at his house, right? And I hit him up. He answers the door. I dap him up and shit, and we're just cooling in his room, listening to music, probably some like fucking like black metal or some fucking hyper pop or some shit. It could get random as fuck. You don't know what we was listening to at fucking my boy's house, right? We're just gonna call this homeboy Q, right? We're hanging out at Q's house for a little bit, and eventually I'm like, I'm trying to slide and go trip at my crib, because, I don't know why, but I guess I was feeling a lone trip this day, because I wasn't trying to trip with nobody, right? So I tell him, I'm like, yo, what's up with them tabs, my boy, after hanging out for like 30 minutes, right? And my boy reaches over in his stash, right? And he whips out the sheet, right? And he breaks off 2 tabs for me. I break out my 20, I bust it out, and I hand him that shit. He hands me the 2 tabs and some foil. I dap him up, you know what I mean? We say bye to each other and shit, and I fucking leave his house, right? And I start skating back up, right? But this time I'm taking a bus that's a little closer that'll just take me to my house, right? But I still had to skate for like 20 minutes, which you guys know, acid only takes like 20 minutes, and really to like start kicking in and start doing shit to you, it really only takes like 20 minutes, right? So I'm about to start tripping pretty soon here. So as I'm skating down the road, right, I'm skating towards this bus stop. It was like pretty close to the bus stop as I start feeling pretty like, weird from the acid. Like the shit always kicks in like relatively fast for me. So, I'm sitting there and I'm at the bus stop. I'm waiting for this shit, and I'm not like getting any visuals yet. I'm not like peeking or anything. Of course, the shit just started, but I'm over here like fucking just feeling a little weird at the bus stop. It's just kind of coming up, you feel me, right? And I start waiting for the bus and shit, and it comes in like 10 minutes, and I hop on the bus, and eventually I get on there, and I get on the back seat, right, so I can see the entire bus. It's one of them like long ass buses that are like bendy, if you guys have ever seen those before. And I'm in the all the way back of the bus, right? And I'm sitting there, and I'm fucking just like on my phone looking around and shit. It's like 5 minutes into the bus ride, where it feels like we're stopping every time. And I feel like time starts like just fucking being dilated, right? It doesn't feel like it's going slower, but it does. Like, it's weird. And I'm just like, okay, this trip is definitely starting, right? I'm coming up and shit, and I'm looking all around me, and I'm not really like paranoid at anybody. There's not many people on the bus. Like, it just feels like we're stopping every time. But eventually, towards my house, it was hella people on the bus, and I just felt like I had been on the fucking bus forever, dude. It was weird as hell. So, eventually I get off the never-ending bus ride, the never-ending bus ride of doom. And eventually towards the real end of that shit, when I'm really by my mom's house, bro, I felt like the bus was like long as shit. Cause it was one of them long bendy buses, bro. I'm just looking at that shit looked so long. Like, it was just so like weird and dilated. And I just remember like it being like a cloudy day, and there'd be like, you could see the sun, but it was also cloudy, and I would just be looking out the window, and I would see that shit, and it'd be hella weird. Like, I thought the color of the sky was hella fucking weird. So, I ended up getting off the bus and shit, right? And I ended up walking towards my mom's house, and like I felt like the whole time I was just looking up at the sky, and I found it weird that I could like sometimes see the sun. It was just kind of fucking weird. So I got to my mom's house, right, and instantly I just fucking lay in my bed, and I felt like sludge, bro. I felt like some fucking, I don't even know. I felt like a creature, my nigga. Like, I felt strange as hell, bro. I just remember sitting there feeling fucking weird in my room at my mom's house, right? If you look up at the ceiling, it's like kind of unfinished, right? So you can see like pipes and like wires and like some weird shit, right? Like, it looks like tubes and like some pipes and weird wires and shit. Like, it's for the house and utilities and shit. But when you're on acid, bro, they look like fucking like worms and shit, like crawling through the ceiling, like metal worms and shit. It looked low-key cool as fuck, I'm not even gonna lie. But I'm sitting there just looking at that shit, and eventually I look at my fucking wall, the bricks next to me, the fucking walls start bleeding, and I'm like, what the fuck going on? Like, I'm sitting there just like, okay, the walls are bleeding, the metal worms are in the ceiling, right? Like, honestly, I gotta watch Lane right now. So if you guys don't know, there's this show, right? It's called Serial Experiments Lane, right? It's like this trippy ass fucking anime from like the 90s, right? And I start putting that shit on, right? And it's got me fucking tripping, right? And I'm sitting there and I'm like on episode 5 when I start like watching it off the acid, right? And I'm just sitting there like, dude, this show is fucking like just so insane. And I'm just watching it like, dude, this show would not be interesting sober, but if you watch it off the acid, bro, that shit is just just weird, bro. It's a weird ass show, but I'm sitting there watching it. The walls are bleeding. There's wires and shit everywhere, like feeling like coming from the ceiling. And I start peeking and shit. I just keep watching episodes of this fucking show, bro. Bro, honestly, I changed the channel profile from that fucking acid trip, bro. That shit was fucking crazy. That was one of the craziest trips I ever had, bro. And, you know, I had popped 2 tabs and shit, and I was just sitting there, and I'm peeking. I don't know why I felt so fucking, like, I don't know. I was just fucking jolly as hell, bruh. This show was just so cool to me. And I just sat there, and I was just watching the shit, and I fucking, you know, eventually I stopped watching it, and I'm just fucking chilling in my room, just watching everything happen. You know, this was, like, the peak of the peak, right? And, you know, because eventually the show make you paranoid too. Like, bro, that shit made me paranoid. So I just start listening to music and shit. So, you know, some good ass music to listen to while you're on acid. If you guys don't know Osquin, bro, or Quinny, bro, she makes some good ass fucking music, bro. I'm not even gonna lie, bro. I could like link that in the fucking description, bro. Quinny makes some good ass fucking music to listen to when you're high as fuck or like on anything. So I started listening to like music like that and shit, and old like Nova Gang songs and shit like that. I remember the fucking walls would like bleed different colors of like liquid. It was just fucking weird, but I knew it wasn't real, but like it just looked so cool. It wouldn't be like blood red or anything too. It'd just be like, it could like turn a bunch of different colors and shit. I would just remember seeing like patterns and shit too. Like during like, dude, it was crazy. I would see like patterns on my fucking like everything, my hands. I would just look at my arms and shit. It'd be like fucking all type of shit, bro. So, you know, the trip kind of eventually starts to come down though. I'm just listening to music still in my room. And you know how that goes, like when you're sitting there and you're trying to go to sleep, you're like, okay, this trip, you know, I've had my fun, right? And you're sitting there and you're trying to fucking sleep, right? And I fucking lay my head down, right? And I'm keep trying to sleep, and I close my eyes and shit. I can't keep them closed for more than like 5 minutes, right? Because I keep seeing shit when I close my eyes, right? I see like I remember one time I closed my eyes and I was just like in a cave that was filled with like fucking disposable vapes, dude. Like it was weird as hell. Like one of them was like, it was just like a bunch of like, imagine if you were like stuck in like 1,000 Rubik's cubes, bro. Like it was like different colors and shit, dude. It was weird. And I remember like some of them would be like fucking lasers and shit. Like I don't know what the fuck was going on, but like I'm sitting there trying to sleep, but I can't. The acid just is like, nope, nigga, you're fucking in for this shit, bro. And I'm just like going insane trying to sleep, bro. And I know it, like this happens when you fucking time your acid trips wrong. Like if you don't do acid by like 12 o'clock, bro, your ass is gonna be up all night. I'm telling you, bro, you need to time your shit, bro. Like, are you gonna be up till like 3 a.m? Your ass gonna be mad as hell, fucking sleeping until 12 like a goddamn slob. Nah, but for real though, eventually at, you know, at a ripe 4:30 or 5-6 in the morning, you know, you fall asleep. And, you know, the trip kind of ends there and you just fall asleep and you sleep the whole day. You wake up in the night and you have a fucked up sleep schedule if you fucking do that. So you're probably going to sleep most of the next day, but that's what I did. I slept like until fucking like 5:30, bro. I'm not even going to lie. And then I woke up, bro. The shit was crazy as hell. But if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. Fucking, yeah, peace.